Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial we'll be learning how to cut and sew this female danshiki gown top. Okay, it's actually a top being worn on with trousers. Okay, but I'm just making this as a gown, so you can choose to wear it as a top or a gown. Okay, so let's dive into it. It's folded into four. Okay, 3 and 4. So I'll be cutting out the back and the front together. So this is the fringe I'll be using for the design at the pocket. Okay, and this is the satin, the bridal satin I'll be using for the design at the center front. Okay, so I'll just be rolling out a straight line, and this is going to be our starting line. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is to measure out the length of this agbada gown, and the length of this agbada gown is 38 inches. Okay, so I'll just use my ruler and make a straight line. All our measurement will be taken from this folded part here. Okay, so the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 13 inches. 13 inches divided by 2 will give me 6.5 inches. And then for the sleeve, what I have here is 8 inches, but I'll later be adding extra 2 inches. Okay, so the neck width I'm working with for both the back and the front is 3 inches. The neck depth is, for the back neckline, I'll be making use of 1.5 inches. Okay, so over here I'll go in by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Okay, then I'll be connecting that to the upper neck width. And so the armhole depth that I'll be working with is 9 inches. So from the starting line here down to my bust line measurement, it's 10 inches. Okay, so on this bust line I'll just be making use of the round hip measurement, which is the biggest part of this gown. Okay, and the reason why I'm using the round hip measurement is because it's an agbada gown. It's a very free gown. Okay, so the round hip I'm working with is 36 inches. 36 inches divided by 4 will give me 9 inches. So I'm marking that here on the bust line, then adding extra 4 inches. Okay, so all I have here is 13.1 inches. So I'll just be marking out this 13.1 inches down to the length of the dress. And then I'll be making a straight line for the armhole. Okay, and then from this armhole depth I'll just make a curve. And so the next thing we'll do is to cut this out. So the length I'm having here for this satin, okay, for the design at the front is 12 inches, and in width I made use of 10 inches, but please make use of 14.5 inches for your length and about 13.5 inches for your width. Okay, so you can have a bolder design at the center front of the gown. Okay, so on one end I just went in by 2.5 inches. Okay, and that was how I made the slant for this V shape. Okay, this aside. Then for the rope, depends on how long you want your rope to be, okay? But here I'm having 58 inches in length, okay, and in width it's 2 inches. So I folded it and then ran a straight stitch, okay, to have something like this. Then these are the rope holes, okay. I don't know what it's called, but these are the rope holes, okay. In length it's 4 inches, okay, and in width it's 1.5 inches. So I also folded it and ran a straight stitch, okay. So I'm having 8 pieces of this belt rope here, okay. But if you don't want to use the Ankara fabric, you can make use of cord, okay. You can make use of cord. Then over here I'm having 2 of this, okay, and in length 11 inches, and in width it's 1.7 inches. So the next thing we'll be doing, I'll open this up, okay. So right now I'm on the wrong side of the fabric, okay. So I'll bring this part like so, okay. You can see I've already ironed this out to get the midpoint, okay, and also the midpoint on the Ankara fabric. So the right side of the satin will be facing the wrong side of the fabric, okay. Just watch what I'm doing. So guys, I'll take this over to my machine, okay. I'll turn it to the right side like so and run a stitch like so. So I'm done sewing the neckline, so I'm trimming out the excess, then giving it a notch round the neckline to turn the satin over to the right side of the fabric, okay. Then I'm using this pressing iron just to give it a neat press. So guys, the next thing we'll be working on will be these parts here, okay. So what I'll do is I'll measure 6 inches, okay. And then I'll cut that out. I'll be doing the same thing for this other one, but I'll just be showing you one part first, okay. So after cutting this out, so from this end here I'll just make like a curve, okay. Then I'll be cutting this out. Then from this end I'll give 1 inch interval, okay, in 4 places because I'll be making use of 4, okay. So I'll be taking this to my machine, okay. I'm on the wrong side of this satin, okay. So I'll take one of this like so, okay. Then I'll open here like so, okay. On the 1 inch I'll stitch, okay. The second one too. I'll stitch. So when I'm done with the both, I'll come back and show you, okay. So this is what we'll have, and it's, as you can see, I've sewn from one end to the other curve, okay. and then I'm trimming out the excess. Please do not forget to double stitch on the rope holes, okay? Then I'm turning it over to the right side. All right, the next thing we'll be doing is I'll place one like so, okay, from this end. Place one like so, okay, and the other like so. So I'll go over to my machine and sew like so. So for the pockets, from the shoulder line, it's down to 17 inches, okay? Then I'm just coming in by 3 inches on both sides, okay, from the center front. So these are my pockets, okay? I'm having 2 here. In length 10 inches, okay, and in width I'm having 9 inches. So I'll be folding 2 inches like so, okay, to be in like so, and then I'll be running a stitch here. I'll also be folding half an inch, okay, then I'll run a straight stitch, okay, then I'll be marking half an inch round the pocket, okay, the 3 sides. Then I'll bring my fringe like so. I am on the right side of this pocket, okay, so I'll bring my fringe like so and stitch and run a stitch on the half an inch round, okay. So these are my pockets. I've sewn the fringe round, okay, so I'll be placing one on the 3 inches from the center front, okay, so I'll sew like so, and the other on the other side too. So guys, this is what we have. This is one, this is the other pocket, okay. So the next thing we'll be doing is to join the shoulders together, okay. So this is the back part. I'll be turning the neckline with a bias, okay, then I'll be joining the shoulders together. This is what we'll have after joining the shoulders, okay. And you can see I attached some inches to my sleeve, okay. So the next thing we'll do is I'll turn this over to the wrong side, okay, then I'll sew 1 inch on the sides, okay. This is what we are having at the end of the day. So with this, guys, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and also share this video, okay. Also do not forget to click on the notification bell so you get notified each time I upload a new video, okay. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.